Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome to F1 Manager 23 on the PS5. It's time for round 17. I know it says Monza, but we're going to Suzuka for the Japanese Grand Prix. So then here we are, ready to go to Suzuka, not Monza, as it says on the title. That'll be changed if you're watching the replay. Yeah, typed in the wrong name. Should be fixed now, hopefully. But yeah, silly little mistake. Really on a high from last night. For those of you who haven't yet seen last night's race, where were you? It was a cracker. We got our first win. Finally. At the fourth time of asking, we actually managed to follow through and get across the line first. And it was such a huge weight off my shoulders. I was starting to worry that we were just not going to get a win at all this season. And we've had the pace to do it at times, and I just didn't think we would have the pace at Singapore. But we started to close up on Perez in the dying laps, and we pushed and got close enough and charged up the battery as quick as we could, and then just went for it in the last couple of laps, and we got the move done. And yeah, whew. That was fantastic. So let's see if we can carry that on here at Suzuka and maybe get a result. We've got 6 races to go. We've got Suzuka, then we're going to let's have a look, Lusail for the Qatar Grand Prix. That'll be our first time running that in F1 Manager, outside of the scenario we tried. Then Kota, Mexico, Brazil, Vegas and Abu Dhabi. So not many races to go. In fact, well, 7 actually, not 6. I can't add up today, it would seem. We're getting to the point as well where we've got very little money left in terms of our cost cap. And I know that if we breach the cost cap, there's a very good chance that we might get fired. So, if worst comes to worst, we're going to have to just sabotage one of our drivers. Or even potentially both of them, and just not buy new parts and just run old spec parts, including old knackered engines, and that means just turning up, running a lap and retiring. So be it. It would be better to lose a little bit of confidence for poor results than to lose all confidence for breaking the cost cap. So yeah, we shall see how the rest of the season goes, but a big wreck could be disastrous for us. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. How you doing, Victor? How you doing, Toby? It's good to see you. Right, where are we? We are prepped and ready to go. Let's check the cars. I'm pretty sure I put the new parts on last night, but we'll double check anyway. So we're on both on the most up-to-date chassis, both on the most up-to-date front wing, same with the rear wings, side pods, both on the new underfloor but without any spares, and both on the most up-to-date suspension as well. Engines are looking a bit knackered, as you can see. We've got a 38% engine, and then that engine will have to do the bulk of the work for the rest of the season, which means we're going to be slow in the last couple of races. And check out the ERS. I'm going to throw in some practice parts because we're going into practice first. Gearbox should be okay again, as long as we don't have a shunt. Let's have a look at Lewis's car. Again, got to go with that engine. We'll go with that ERS unit for practice. And we'll go with that gearbox for practice. Give us a little bit more flexibility. Right. Car part development. I've got more chassis on the way, just the one. I've got 2 more underfloors coming. That's not going to be enough underfloors. We're going to need another one. That's going to cost another 600,000. Okay. We need to sort out Lewis's contract situation. We can't do that until after Suzuka. So hopefully he'll be in a position to want to sign. Let's set our performance targets for tonight's race. So, the incentive is to get Q3 both cars. We should be able to do that. We're going to be conservative with our expectations. I'm going to go 2 in the top 6. As qualifying, we seem to have really strong pace in quali, just not so much long-term race pace. Both cars into Q2. We should be able to get the fastest lap. The incentive is 1 car in the top 4. That's achievable. And then the finish position 1 in the top 6 for the next 5 races. We can do that. Quali 2 in the top 8 for the next 5 races. Should be able to do that. Unless we have a bit of a mare. So, objectives are set. Cars are prepped. Let's head to Suzuka.
Konnichiwa from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. The home of Honda, Suzuka is an old-school circuit with high-speed straights and tight turns through the S's. At 130R, the track crosses over itself, then loops back around, giving drivers a sweeping expanse of track to challenge them. Drivers will battle it out this weekend on the snaking turns of Suzuka, the only figure-of-8 track in Formula One. High-speed downforce will be the name of the game here, if teams want to secure a place on that podium.
Red Bull have outscored their rivals to be at the top of the constructors' table right now. And as we progress with round 17, we're well past the halfway point of the season.
So, let the weekend begin.
Oh, it's going to be a very wet weekend. Okay, heavy rain day, moderate rain on Saturday, moderate rain on Sunday. Interesting. Okay. Good evening, Mr. Water. Good to see you. Right, we're not going to run Mick because I don't know how intermittent this weather's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be relatively stable or if it's going to fluctuate a lot. So, I want to make sure both my drivers are where they are in terms of performance. Plus, I want to limit the running as much as possible, considering we are down to bare bones now in terms of parts. Well, engine parts, anyway. So, we've already prepped the starting parts. Let's do the setups for Suzuka. I do have 2 in the book for this year's game. We can always refer to last year as well if we need to. We'll start with a 7, a 13, a 6.4, a 3.25, and a 0. The 2 setups I've got are fairly similar. Now we want to go 17 laps at Suzuka. Although with the weather that might actually be a bit 1 lap too many. We'll see. As for Lewis, we want to go with a 7, a 13, a 5.5, a 3.35 and a 0. So a little bit of difference. The roll bar and the camber slightly different. Everything else pretty much the same. So again, we'll go 17 laps, we'll drop the pace down, and let's send them out to the track.
Radio check. Radio's loud and clear.
And as always, we will do a starting lap in the helmet cam to show off the new camera mode at the circuit.
Check.
And tonight we'll do it with the hand cam.
Hey, firm, loud and clear. And avoid all curbs. Avoid all curbs. Yep.
And there we go, we have a lap of Suzuka. So let's speed the drivers up a bit.
It's definitely slippery out here.
Probably should have sent them out on wet tyres rather than inters, given that the weather is about to get very wet indeed. I'm going to try and keep them out. It's a bit of a risk. I'm hoping they're just going to be slow and not skidding all over the place. What it will do as well, it will give you an idea as to just how much slower inters are over wets. Even though, yeah, we're running slow pacing, but you'll see a significant difference between drivers on inters and drivers on full wets. So let's have a look at Sargent's lap time, for example.
Let's see if we can have a balance check. Balance check.
Oh, hello, we got our feedback already. 87, that's not bad. Let's see what comes back for George.
Just say what you'd like on
88. So, I wonder if I just need to swap them over. But you can see Sargent, for example, did a 144. Science did a 146. This lap's going to be even slower for us. And there, a 143 for Sargent, a 155 for Hamilton. So, about a 10-second difference once you take out the pace settings. How you doing, Bakir? Right, track is drying up just as we're about to come back to the garage. And let's have a look and see what changes need to be made. Okay, so the rear wing's good. So it's the camber and the roll bar that need to be changed a bit more significantly. The question is, which way do I go? I think I'm going to go like that and just leave it like that and see how that does. Evening, Farah, you cheeky bugger. Let's hope for a better race tonight. Last night's race was fantastic. Alright, need to change the roll bar here. So let's try going the same way as we've done with Lewis. We'll go to a 5.5. We'll drop the camber as well. That's going to end up essentially putting them on the same setup, I think. So, yeah. Let's try that. So, a couple of you will already know this, but I got the Platinum on the PS4 version earlier today. That is now done and dusted. I'm not going to delete it off the hard drive straight away. I am going to keep it a little bit longer because it has got some useful reference information in terms of engineers, drivers and technical staff, etc. that I've scouted. But it'll only be on the system probably for another couple of weeks, and then that'll be deleted off completely. Unlikely to play that game again now. Just stick to the PS5 version, which does look nicer, runs a bit smoother, has much better loading times. It's just a nicer all-round experience. I am wanting to start a new career on the PS5, like a proper hardcore career, starting with one of the really poor teams, and it's a toss-up whether it's going to be Alpha Tauri or Alfa Romeo, but I am waiting for the patch, which will introduce team switching. So if I get fired, I can move on to another team rather than having to start from scratch all over again. Plus, it will, adjust the starting requirements for the top for those two teams with another team or two. Like Mercedes, I think, is having theirs drop from second to third in terms of season requirements.
Is there damage on the back of my car?
Copy, stand by, we'll advise.
No rear yet.
No rain, so circuit's all clear.
Understood.
Right, got the feedback. Let's have a look. Oh, no, we've gone backwards with both cars. That's not good. So, we're going to have to refer to the book from last season and see if there is something in there that we can find that will work. So we're looking at 13 on the rear wing, and the only one I have is one that's already... Oh no, this one isn't in the book. Okay, this one might work then. So it's a 3.5. That's quite an extreme change. 7, 13, 5, 5, 3, 5 and 0. Yep. Everything's still within the tolerance windows, so yeah, we'll try that. That's a bit too extreme, but we'll try something similar. We'll try a 3.4. 3.45 looks just a touch too much. So yeah, we'll try a 3.4 and see how that does. This plat will be much harder earned. The PS5 version will be Not necessarily harder earned. It will certainly be more time consuming because I'm not going to speed run my way through the trophies like I did by playing as Red Bull. I'm staying away from them on the PS5. But the PS4 was always going to be a speed run just to get through. Why did I just send Hamilton out? Let's call him back in again. Yeah, it'll be a more organic platinum. You know, I won't be trying to earn the platinum, you know, as quick as I can. It'll just come through natural gameplay. Right, into the next session. Let's go with 25 laps of fuel for both cars. Mr. Fickle 100. Alright, so we've got more extreme weather again. And then it's going to ease off. Yeah, let's put on a set of full wets this time. I don't think we're going to have extreme wets in the race, so it'd be good to save the inters for where we really need them.
I got damage.
Stand by.
And there we go, now we're on the right tyres. Alright, we're into the optimal window for Lewis. And that is actually a 100 setup. Excellent. So that's going in the book. We've got the same, well, almost the same setup on George. And that's close. It's not quite there. Well, that's encouraging. Less garish map. It's again. I don't like how low detail the surrounding countryside is with the just blotches of colour. Really don't like that. And they put all this effort in putting like some of the surrounding stuff onto certain tracks, you know. And where's the big Ferris wheel? It's a cornerstone of the Suzuka circuit. There. Where's the Ferris wheel? We've got it showing on other circuits that have got big wheels.
And when you can, feedback on your tyres.
Well, that's been there since the 80s.
There you go.
Oh! What's up to Lewis? And George as well. What? Is it because we're running on the wrong... Oh, wow. Russell's retired. And so's Hamilton. The tyres just gave up. Is that because we're running wets on this level of... Not, that's new. That's really new. Not seen that before. Let's have a look at the tyre history. No, lap history. Here we go. Yeah, look how quickly those tyres just fell apart. So that's something that we've not seen before. I mean, before you would be on the full wets in weather that's like this, and the tyres would just be slow, but they wouldn't just literally burst like that. And that's a little unrealistic as well, because the wets wouldn't react that way. I mean, inters on a dry track, yes, I can see that happening. But wets on a damp track? No, not so much. We got up to in the high 60s in terms of track knowledge. That's okay. We're not planning on doing running all the way through to get maximum confidence prep. I want to try and save some mileage on the car. I'm still a little surprised, a little shocked at how quickly those wet tyres just disintegrated there.
Yes, it's Carlos Sainz. Let's follow the drivers then through turn 16. And you can see how tight it is. And there, the cars make contact.
I see you're blocking the track. Let me just help move you off the racing line there. I'm assuming that's going to be a penalty for Sainz.
Looks like it was Alonso involved in that one.
Oh, got another crash.
Wow.
Joe got the penalty for that one. Interesting. So there we go. Not a bad session. Learned a lot. Especially learning a bit more about the tyres. But we got our setups in a very good place now. So let's add Lewis's setup to the book before we go any further. So 7, 13, 5. 3.5 and a 0. Right, and Russell just needs a little tweak to get his there. It's the front wing that needs to be tweaked. Ah, okay. Gonna try that. If I can't renew Hamilton's contract, do I have someone in mind to replace him? I might go Mick. We have been working on him a little bit. No, Mr. Water, I think it's your phone that's playing up. I'm watching the stream on my phone and it's still running fine. Teo, Orlando. I mean, it depends how much money. I don't think I'm going to have the money to buy anyone out of their contract. So it's going to have to be somebody who's at the end of their contract, who we can get without having to pay, fees on top of their wages. Which is why I'm thinking Mick, because Mick is out of contract and didn't want to take on a reserve role. We've already signed Teo to a reserve role for next season. I don't want to throw him straight in the car, because while he's quick, he needs some work elsewhere. And he's just going to have one too many mistakes, I think. Oh, you're talking about your YouTube app. I thought you meant just like the stream. Alright, into weather again. I'm going to wait for the rain to start falling. Given what we just saw happen to our wet tyres, I'm not going to send Inters out on a dry track for them to do exactly the same. Has Mick improved from the last game? A little bit, not a huge amount, but he's more balanced than Teo. He doesn't have quite the same pace stats, but he has better balance across his profile. Plus, we've been working on him a little bit, in this season as well. He has a head as well, which is always good, which means we'll actually see him on the podium if he makes it to the podium. And it'd just be nice for Schumacher to drive in for the team that his father helped make, into a competitive team. But I expect we'll get Hamilton. I'm going to offer him a 2-year deal instead of the 3-year deal he turned down. Wages, he's happy. It's just he didn't want to do a 3-year deal. So we'll offer him a 2-year deal. We might only be at Mercedes for one more season ourselves before we move. So we'll see.
Let us know on conditions when you can.
'96. So we went the wrong way with George.
Negative. Happy.
Hey, fun.
So let's go there instead.
And avoid all curbs. Avoid all curbs.
Understood.
Just let us know what you think about these tyres.
Tyres are pretty sharp.
A firm.
Oh, I hadn't planned on it, but it turns out we have actually got Lewis up to 100% track knowledge, so never mind. Russell, we're just going to run until we get the feedback on the setup, and then we're going to call him in.
And if you could just give us tyre feedback.
As long as the track stays like this, the tyres should last. It saves us burning another set of inters because we're going to need them for quali and the race. There we go.
Let's check.
Nailed it. So let's take a quick gander at Russell's setup. See if we can add that to the book.
We're moving on now to the all-important qualifying session.
Suzuka is a notorious circuit both for its unpredictable weather and the difficulty of closely following other cars. Making the right call on when to head out to avoid traffic and dirty air can make all the difference here.
There, of course, we've got Nico Hulkenberg. How do you think he's faring heading into qualifying?
Looking at the lap times, we saw a real lack of pace from them in practice. They never looked quite comfortable with the setup, and they'll need to try something new for qualifying if they want to get past Q1.
Buckle up then, folks. It's almost time for qualifying.
It's not that it's going to be. It's not that those days are done, Farah. You know, you can still make big purchases like that, but with our cost cap as high, as stretched as it is, coupled with the fact that I want to make sure I have a positive bank balance and a healthy bank balance going into next season, so that I actually have money to start development on the car straight away, rather than once I've paid for sponsors and engines, etc., I'm skinned or have a debt that I have to work off for the first month. I want to be able to make sure I've got enough money to immediately go straight into development, which is why I'm saying, a big contract buyout's not going to be possible. Let's swap the parts over. So 87% engine. It's got a lot of running still to do. This is why I think the last couple of races could be very painful. We're going to be so stretched on getting these engines through to the end of the season in any kind of competitive shape. really don't want to have to spend the money to buy a new one. Oh yeah, there's no denying money is definitely tighter. You know, not just in terms of like the engine costs. Some of the wages for staff has changed as well. Engineers cost a lot more to hire. Well, not so much to hire, but you know their salaries are higher this time around. You know, GP's salary is 2 million. Once you've got him to renegotiate, Bono's up there as well. You know, these drivers, these engineers were less than that last time round. Even Ben Michel would have cost me a lot less last season than he would cost me this season in terms of an annual salary. Conversely, I think some of the other engineers, some of the other staff are a little bit cheaper. Right, this is going to be interweather, so let's not bother running the wets. Let's just bide our time. Which I think is pretty much what the rest of the grid's deciding to do as well. Well, there we go. Someone's going out. There's quite a few people going out, actually. So by the looks of this, we want to go out with about 7 minutes to go. And then just hope we don't get traffic. All we've got to do is get through. We don't have to set the timing screens alight. Right, so Russell starts his flying lap. There's a fair bit of traffic. Looks like he's going to be able to negotiate it without being held up, which is good. Hamilton just getting held up slightly by Piastri at the Casio triangle there.
Yeah, you've taken the checkered flag.
Okay, no improvement for Hamilton yet. Russell's up. Still no improvement for Hamilton. I did put the right parts in his engine, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Oh, God, again. At the Casio triangle. No improvement. Why is Hamilton so much slower? That's really odd. Very odd. Oh, we've got some dry running for this session. But not for the whole session. Let's send the guys out nice and quickly. Don't think we'll get 2 flying laps in, but as long as we get 1 lap in that's good enough, that will be all we'll need. We might get 2 laps.
So that circuit's all clear. Cancel magic, good to go.
So no one ahead. Good to go.
Again, Russell is quicker. Maybe Hamilton's still hungover from Singapore. We're not going to get 2 flying laps. Just hope that this is going to be quick enough. Hamilton up in the second sector over Russell. A 1:28.3. And he's quicker than Russell by less than a tenth. That should hopefully be enough to see us through. Again, you can see Williams starting to get a little bit of a resurgence. Yeah, they've got a very fast car, just lacking in some downforce. Yeah, they're pretty quick in my Red Bull file on the PS4 in the second season. Let's call these guys in. Because that rain's about to fall. Sobering kind of look at the timing boards right now, but it's mainly down to the fact that we're not getting the heat into the tyres quickly enough. If we did a second lap, we would be faster and we would be closer to Perez. I don't think we'd be quicker, but we'd be closer. We've done enough to get through. I don't think anyone's going to improve from this point onwards. Track's just going to get wetter. In fact, if they've all gone out, no, they've gone out on inters. They've preempted that. Not going to see any big surprises, no big scalps. Although the biggest surprise I can see from that is the fact that Albon didn't make it through into Q2 and Sargent did. We got penalties for Sainz, which is for causing a collision, and for Gasly, I don't know what that's for. Piastri, Zhou and Bottas also have penalties as well. And we're back on the Inters again for the final session. So let's take a look at the weather. Alright, so we want to go out probably about now. Let's wait till we get to 11 minutes. Evening, Peter.
Let's just focus on the outlap.
So, we've got 2 flying laps programmed in with a cool-down lap between, which means we should be hitting our stride on that second lap just as the track is at its driest. Now you can see 16:55 will be on the second lap, just as the track should be at its driest. And hopefully the tyres will be at the right temps, the confidence levels will have been boosted from having done a flying lap. This could be a good qualifying session for us. We'll have to wait and see. So it's Gasly behind Hamilton, Ocon behind Russell.
Circuit's all clear.
Alright, here we go then. Flying lap commencing.
You got a good gap ahead.
So this is our banker lap. I expect the drivers to be able to push harder on the second flying lap. Plus the track will be drier as well, so we should easily see improvements on the second times. Tyres will be up to temperature. But hopefully we can set at least semi-competitive lap times on this, just in case something happens on that second lap. It will be a wet race, yes. Whether the whole race will be wet or whether it'll only be part of the race, I don't know. We'll have to wait till race day to find out. Track starting to dry. Russell faster than Lewis in the middle. So 4/10 off. It's not too bad. Expecting Russell to go quicker. Russell puts it on provisional pole. Wow. Good lap from George. Right, so we've got a build-up lap now. Oh, there goes Perez and Leclerc. Yeah, now we have another build-up lap, and then we will have a lap of sprinting. For some reason, Hamilton is just not performing in these conditions, and I don't know why, because he's one of the best wet races modern Formula One has ever seen. So Russell's got much higher confidence because he went faster. We have been able to boost Hamilton's confidence a little bit. We should definitely see a big improvement on this lap.
Should be all clear. So you're good to go.
All clear ahead. Good to go.
There we go, purple in the first sector. Will George go faster? No, not in the first, but it's the middle sector where George has been kicking Lewis's butt. Maybe George is just quicker at switching the tyres on. Purple in the middle. This is looking like a pole lap, and given that the track is about to get much wetter, it's coming at just the right time as well. And there we go, a 1:30.8, half a second faster than Perez. The track's getting very wet. Can Russell get on the front row? He can, just. And nobody else should improve now.
Currently P2.
I think that is us locking out the front row.
And we will box end of this lap.
That is the water prediction for the rest of the session. I think we just locked out first and second. Hopefully not a repeat of Monza. Yeah, well, it's different circumstances. This is a wet race. There'll be no DRS for a good chunk of this race, which is going to hurt us. Like I said, we can pull out really good one-lap pace if we can build the tyres up properly. It's harder to maintain that pace in the Grand Prix without ruining the tyres. And there we go. It doesn't look like anyone's improving. So we have first and second.
Well, there's nothing quite like it. Welcome along to race day.
Anything can happen at Suzuka, as Kimi Raikkonen proved in 2005. The Finn battled all the way from 17th to win. Will we see a similar show of will and talent today, I wonder?
At least from what you've seen in the paddock, Karun, how would you describe the mood in the Mercedes camp?
Everything seems to be great, you know. They've certainly been delivering on a consistent basis, and right now, they'll just be concentrating on getting the job done.
Well, now's the time for the team's cunning to emerge and for the driver's talent to shine. Let's see what's in store here at the Japanese Grand Prix.
Right, let's have a look. Moderate rain. So we could see some fluctuation between inters and full wets. Let's take a look. It's going to start. It's actually going to be, the first chunk of the race is going to be slicks, by the look of it. There's barely any rain at all. According to our prediction here, and this is with a not amazing weather centre, so this could well change, but it's probably not going to need inters until around about lap 42. So I don't think soft is going to work. That's where I need to sort of get to, around that point. It's really going to be pushing it. So that might be a better strategy. We'll start on mediums. We can always switch to softs for the second set of tyres if the rain's going to come earlier, but if it doesn't, that might be the better choice. The other option is to do that. Let's have a look at the predictions that way. That's 5 seconds quicker. Okay, 5 seconds is 5 seconds. We'll start on the softs. I'm going to take 3 laps of fuel out. And let's see how we can do.
We're all good to go here in Japan with 53 laps around the Suzuka circuit. This could be a big race for that man right there, Lewis Hamilton.
They're on pole, and it's well deserved. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do.
But there's no more time left. We've got a race on our hands. The drivers are warmed up. They're ready to go here at the Japanese Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
All right, we just need to survive.
Be careful with the car.
This first few laps.
Use the overtake.
Yep.
Next cushion.
Yep.
Evening, Marcel. So I put George into defensive mode. Put Lewis into a sprint. Try and open up a nice big gap. Cause a little bit of carnage behind. Hopefully some cars will trip over each other a little bit. And then if Russell can hang on for the first 2 laps, he'll then have a full battery to sprint away, hopefully, and catch back up to Lewis. From lap 3 onwards. And break away from Perez. So far so good. We've built up a 4-second cushion. George is defending valiantly here.
Push and hold, overtake.
Coming. DRS has been enabled. And that's currently P1. So I've got Perez, the car behind. We'll just charge the pack.
Understood.
Charge the pack.
Yeah, Roger.
Alright. We'll leave George where he is right now. Tucked in behind Perez. Start some fuel saving.
So let's up coast all round.
Just make sure I don't get dropped before the end of the lap. And if I can break away from Leclerc in the process, that'd be nice. I'm expecting Perez to start falling in Hamilton pretty quickly. But at least we've broken away from the rest of the pack. Like the sprint pack breaking away from the peloton in cycling. Perez feeling the need to go defensive. And you see Perez was a second faster than Hamilton on that last lap. And is still pushing.
start reducing that management.
Coming.
Alright, surely Perez is going to have to ease off soon.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Now you can see the difference in tyres. Perez has really been pushing them hard. It's hards and softs, no medium runners at the moment. I'm really hoping that we can actually stay close to Perez. Yeah, it looks like Perez has stopped pushing now. That's good. Gives us a chance to refill the batteries for both of our drivers and continue the fuel saving. We don't need to go too extreme. We are going to save some fuel once the rain falls, but I want to make sure that I'm not leaving too much too late. Last thing I want is to misjudge it and actually run out of fuel right before the line. We've had that happen to us before. I'm thinking Monaco, second season of our Aston Martin challenge mode file, where we just, both drivers ran out of fuel literally right before the line. They were meters away from securing a decent finish. So let's have a look. Sainz is down in 18th place right now. So that must be a pretty hefty penalty. He must have had new parts as well. Yeah, new engine, new gearbox. Combined with a 3-place penalty on top as well. That's why he started at the very back of the grid. He's made up 2 places by the look of it. So we've got one Ferrari in 4th, one a long way back in 18th right now, and kind of stuck a little bit. Oh, Zhou is out of DRS, so he should be easy pickings for Sainz here. Yeah, there we go. Sainz is going to gobble him up. But this is a chance for us to claw more points back in our fight with Ferrari. See if we can overhaul them for second in the championship. That would be really nice. tyres are still in very good nick as well. Best of all the soft runners, because we haven't really pushed them that hard. We pushed Hamilton hard for a couple of laps. The rest of the field seems to have pushed harder for longer. The gap is slowly coming down by the odd tenth here and there. Hamilton's pace relatively consistent to that of Perez. Perez is getting hassled by Russell. There are certain parts of the track where Russell gets a really good initial acceleration. Coming out of that hairpin is one of them. And then the second phase, Perez tends to kick it up a bit. But that's down to the new underfloor, giving us much better low-speed performance than we had previously. Hamilton had the benefit of that at Singapore, which is probably what enabled us to actually fight for and achieve the win. Fortunately, we didn't have two of those underfloors, so we couldn't do one to Russell, but he is running it here. We don't have a spare either, so if he breaks, if either of our drivers break one, they might not get another one for the next Grand Prix. Check out some Russell vision. I think Perez might be starting to try and push again. Yeah, he definitely is. Perez is on another push. Really don't want to burn the battery. Unfortunately, I might have to. Unless Perez eases off pretty soon. I think Perez is going to go on to hard tyres next. Kind of hope he does. And let's have a look as well. Is the weather likely to change? It still looks around about lap 42. We are on a 70% accuracy though.
Pick up the pace.
Understood.
Well, there we go. We managed to survive the Perez push. Just. And kept Lewis out of DRS range. Kept Russell in DRS range. Just about. And we didn't have to use the battery to do it. It's good because we're going to need that battery. Right, when are we due to stop? Lap 18. We're not out of the woods yet. Perez can still close that gap to Hamilton and get him into DRS range.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Yep.
And there we go, Perez has caught Hamilton. Well, that's not the end of the world. It's to be expected. We have saved quite a bit of fuel already, as you can see. So the car was nice and light for the start. It's enabled us to help, stretch that gap over Charles Leclerc without having to really hammer the car to do it. And then even with fuel saving, we had pretty strong pace. Let's see, we've got Stroll in 5th, Alonso down in 9th. So we're doing well against Aston Martin as well. We can keep stretching that gap. We can remove them from the equation in terms of our Constructors' Challenge.
And happy to pick up the pushing level.
Covering. Let's just work on getting that pack back up.
Understood.
Let's try and make sure that Russell stays in DRS range here. I think we might have just missed it. Yeah, we did. Hopefully Hamilton can hold back Perez while Russell closes back up again. There we go.
So just charge that pack.
Perez is going to be boxing very soon, and then we're going to sprint like crazy. That's why I'm trying to get the batteries charged up. Perez is going to go through. That's all right.
It's not going to be long now, mate.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, he didn't get through. Hamilton held him off.
Reduce your speed.
Good stuff.
Yeah, coming.
Kind of wish I was focused on Hamilton through corner one there. We're still looking around about that 42 for the rain, for the change to inters. How you doing, Nano? Right, let's take a look at our driver confidence levels. So, only a little gain for Lewis. I mean, successful defences don't really add that much, and your confidence naturally just degrades back towards its starting level as the race goes on anyway. You can see there, Russell still at the same confidence as he started at. But those will start improving once we start putting in some quick lap times again. And right now we are frustrating Perez, which is excellent. Those tyres almost gone. We're into our window. We're going to have a very short chance to actually oops, and there we go, he's into the pits. So this is our moment.
And think about left lifting coast.
Yep.
Box, 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 box.
So this lap.
Let's push and get past him. Push and hold, overtake.
Coming.
So we're going to box Lewis this lap, try and prevent the undercut, and then we're going to push Russell another lap at full sprint like this. I'm hoping he's got the battery for it. He should be okay. And then we'll box him. There we go, confirmed for next lap. And then hopefully he can overcut Perez.
Box.
I don't know if we'll have enough raw pace. Both drivers are setting new personal bests. Russell has stayed in DRS range as we get to the activation or the detection point. So as Hamilton peels into the pits, Russell should get DRS on the main straight, which he does. There we go, excellent. Perez went soft again. Interesting. I don't know if those softs will last until the rain comes. Certainly not that he uses and abuses them the same way he did with that first step. There is Perez. Right, just got to get these tyres up to temperature as quick as we can. Evening Computer Nostalgia, welcome to the stream.
And just have a think about getting the pack back up.
Understood.
Make sure to keep these tyres in good nick.
Charge the pack.
Probably.
Okay, can Russell do the impossible? Leclerc's in this lap as well. So is Stroll. Ocon's going through now. Verstappen's in the lead. Turn that off quickly. Last thing I want is to screw over both drivers there. No, he's doing it anyway. Okay, fair enough. But that's worked out fantastically. We actually managed to overcut Perez with Russell, although I don't think those tyres are going to be up to temperature enough to hold him back for long. Would not be at all surprised if Perez retakes that position. He's going to try and go around the outside at Spoon. Oh, so close to contact through there, but he's got him. Yeah, he's got the grip. He's got the faster compound. His tyres are in the window. It's to be expected. Right, so it's all on Lewis now to hold him back. Ocon dives into the pits. What tyres did Leclerc go for? Leclerc went soft again as well, and oh, Hamilton's just going to get swallowed up here. There we go. If the rain sticks to the predicted schedule of around lap 42, I think Perez and Leclerc and anyone else who's gone soft is going to have to box again. And if we can just hang on to the back of Perez for the next few laps,
So happy to push now.
That will put us in a really strong position because as his tyres fall away, ours will be much quicker. You like to play F1 Manager at normal speed? Yeah, same here. We run all of our races at normal speed. We kind of whiz through practice and bits of qualifying, but you know, all the important laps in quali we run at normal time. And we run the races at normal time as well. It's the best way to play. We make the odd exception here and there, but more often than not, we'll watch the whole race at this pace. We even had a situation on last game at Kota. Was it season 3 or was it season 2? I think it was season 2 on our challenge mode, where both of our cars retired really early and we just watched the next 30 odd laps just to see who was going to win. Alright, Perez is trying to break away. Sainz setting a fastest lap. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be getting fastest lap in this race. I know we told the sponsors we would have a go, but I don't think that's going to happen. Perez is on a charge right now. When he pushes on softs, we just cannot keep up. Yeah, whizzing through quali, or bits of quali, and whizzing through all the practice, and then real time with the race and all the little admin stuff at the beginning and end. It's 3 hours of stream, 3 hours of race.
So Verstappen in the pit lane now.
Max boxes. Perez will get the DRS.
And just charge the pack.
Understood.
Don't really want to push the mediums too hard for too long. Otherwise it's going to negate that ability for us to stay out. Just want to see if I can get back in range, and I can't. Yeah, just don't have the raw pace yet. So let's not.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall.
Let's not cripple ourselves trying to do it. Let's just get Russell back in DRS range with Hamilton. We'll build Hamilton's battery back up. Perez's pace will start to drop as his tyres burn off. So hopefully there will come a point where we do start to just naturally close him back up again. And my aim for tonight was a double podium. Yeah, second and third. That's my target for tonight. I don't think we'll be able to compete with Perez like we were last night, unless he does have to make that extra stop before the rain falls, in which case, yeah, we'll be in with a shout of getting back-to-back wins, but we shall see. Just need Russell to get back in range. He's still got a little bit more fuel saving that needs to be done. You haven't pulled the curse out yet, not gone AFK. Well, it's funny you should say that. I mean, obviously you had to go AFK last night, and then we got the win. So I think you not being around actually helped us for once. Ah, come on, Russell, just get within range.
So you just stay online. Okay.
Be careful with the car.
Coming.
You're struggling with some heat, Mr. Otter. Yeah, it's a little muggy in here as well. Right, we finally managed to get Russell to catch up. So that means we can increase Hamilton's pace a little bit now.
So just charge that pack.
Yep.
And we can finally start to get some more fuel saving done with George. There's Verstappen. Verstappen's up to 7th now. Sainz up to 12th. Alonso and Stroll 5th and 6th. Let's take a look at tyres. You can see Perez pushing those soft tyres hard again. Alonso yet to stop. We should be good until the rain comes. Perez, not so much. Maybe. Oh, okay. Just a little flash of a yellow. For a second I thought we might have a VSC or a safety car, and it's like, that's right before the pit lane. I could maybe dive in, put a set of softs on, and go pushing hard. Now we've stopped Lewis doing full-on charging, his pace is a little bit more comparable to Perez now. I think, as much as I've been trying to bring Russell along for the ride, we might have to just cut him loose at some point. He's just not able to stay in range consistently enough. Another yellow flag. This one's a little bit more persistent. We've got a spin.
Got a yellow flag.
17.
Let's have a look at
my hopes were up for a second
so
then.
We've got De Vries. And the rear just lets go. Oh,
Yeah.
dearie me, you don't want to be doing that. And while all that was happening...
No help to us, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping it might be Perez. Wishful thinking. Lock up
Here's
for
the
Joe
replay.
as well.
Now we see this was at turn 15. Very heavy on the brakes, and hopefully there's not too much damage to the tyres.
Charles Leclerc's on a bit of a push. 132.3. But Lewis is probably not too far off being able to actually achieve the fastest lap if he were to really go for it. Might do that on the next lap while we still got rubber to play about with. We'll give Russell one more chance to see if he can just naturally close the gap up, but I don't think he can. Yeah, 132.5 on without even pushing. Wait, that's that weird bug it does, isn't it? That's not going to be the fastest lap. What is it? A 130.7. Yeah, that's nearly 2 seconds faster than we're going right now. So maybe it's a little beyond us. No point chasing after that then. Lewis is now ready to go into neutral. Right, weather updates. Still looking like lap 42. And that's Alonso finally coming off his hard tyres. What's he going on to? He's going on to softs. Makes sense. But that's very much a two-stop strategy, which makes me think that Perez is going to box for a set of hards before that rain comes. And that's something that needs to be fixed. Cars slowing down dramatically as a car is coming out of the pits. Same as we sometimes see them slowing down dramatically as a car's about to go into the pits or has just gone in the pits. There's definitely some coding that needs to be tweaked around pit stops. Okay, we're kind of keeping pace a little bit. We're just a couple of tenths slower than Perez at the moment. Perez's tyres have just gone under 60%, so his pace should start to drop away soon. Very soon. Russell just about hanging onto the back of Hamilton at the moment. Would be nice to be able to finish charging his battery up, but if I do that, he's going to drop out of range. So, let me put on the ham cam for a little bit, and I'm going to go grab a drink. Back in a sec.
Yellow.
Coming. We've had a big crash here. Debris is still around.
Alright, I wasn't able to get back in time. I did see that Stroll crashed on turn 11. He's still going. Let's see if he's got any damage. It looks like he's missing at least one end plate. Oh, he's missing quite a bit of his wing, actually. How you doing, Tractor? Yeah, both end plates are gone. That's going to hurt his pace. See him dropping back quite dramatically through the S's against Verstappen there. And we are now lapping faster than Perez. He has reached that threshold where his tyres are falling away.
Charge the pack.
Copy.
Detective Farah on the gate. Perez is pushing again, it would seem. Must be getting ready to box. 131.9, yeah, he's pushing. He's not that far ahead. He is going to come out behind us. He's almost certainly going to have to box again in the next couple of laps. I'm not going to go chasing us.
Sure, keep these tyres in good nick.
Yep.
Alright, do we have any battles of any note? Not really. Ocon has caught and passed Stroll already. Stroll running with a large chunk of front wing missing, which to me suggests that they don't have a spare front wing, as otherwise he would have boxed to fix that. Maybe he will at the next stop, who knows. This is the closest battle we've got on track right now. Sainz and Alonso. Alonso's not getting past here. Why as if it's not going to rain? Because it is going to rain at the end. It's actually stretched to lap 43 now, rather than lap 42. Looks like we might get some DRS for Hamilton here.
Just push.
Yes, we do. Alright, so both our drivers are in a decent place tyre-wise. They're in a decent place fuel-wise. A little bit more saving still needed to be done, but nothing too drastic. We've got full batteries, and the rain is going to start falling in about 4 minutes, but it's not going to be wet enough to make the switch for another 6-7 laps. Sights in the box. Can Perez hold on? I really hope he can't. I've kind of based my whole strategy here on him not being able to get to last.
Rain is imminent.
Yep.
There we go. He's in. It's a clean stop. I was hoping for drama. Can he get out in front of Leclerc? I don't think he can. He can't. Excellent. So that's another car in between us and Perez. Beautiful. Oh, that rain stretched to lap 44 now. It's really going to stretch these tyres.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that we don't fall off a cliff on that tyre.
Understood.
Just think about lift and coast efficiency. Okay.
Perez is going to come charging up at us over the next few laps. Just going to hope that we can keep position before the rain comes. I'd be really happy as well.
So rain is just
Here it comes. Here comes the beginnings of the rain. But I'd be really happy if our weather centre is wrong here, and that the heavier rain starts a couple of laps earlier than that prediction. Oh, yellow flag. Just a little run wide for somebody. Maybe just someone being held up as they're being lapped. Actually, no one's being lapped. Alright, need it to get wetter than this. And I need it to get wetter than this, faster than this. Perez is 2 seconds a lap faster than me right now. Leclerc is 1 second a lap faster than me. Leclerc's going to have to box again soon. Leclerc's starting to wind up ready for a stop, but he's smart. He should try and stretch those tyres.
And we can drop the lift and coast for now, we'll make it up later.
Understood.
So you can pick up the pace.
Water level is creeping up, but it's kind of plateaued a bit. Needs to be at least 0.7 really before we can, well, at least 0.6. I can kind of get away with it at 0.6 just, but 0.7 ideally before I make the switch to Inters. New fastest lap for Sergio Perez, but he is stuck behind Leclerc at the moment. This is good. It's keeping a gap between us and him. Come on, Charles. I know your tyres are almost dead, but I need you to defend like you've never defended before. Norris is in the box. Is he putting on dries or is he putting on Inters? It's a bit early for Inters. He's putting on softs. Ah, that's worrying to see, because that means that there's every chance Leclerc could box at the end of this lap. Magnussen's in the box. He's putting on fresh softs as well. Yeah, I think we might see Leclerc box at the end of this lap for a new set of softs. I mean, that will take him out of the equation for the win, but it will free Perez to just go balls to the wall for the next 6 laps. And we only have a 6-second lead. Leclerc stays out. Can he block Perez? Oh, Perez sold him a dummy. He's going to go right around the outside of him like he's not even there. All right. Game on. Got a yellow flag. Some weird erratic driving going on from Russell. Evening, Lacey. Perez has taken over a second out of us already. He's taken nearly 2 seconds out of us. He's absolutely flying right now. Still not quite wet enough. Just need to hang on for a few more laps. Yeah, 1:30.9 last time round. Nearly 3 seconds faster than us. I don't think he'll be as quick this lap, but he'll still be quicker than us. There he is. I will put Russell into full defensive mode if necessary and try and hold up Perez. Still not quite wet enough. Gotta go 6 more minutes. 3 more laps. Assuming that the predictions are correct. .131.4 for Perez. Slower, but still fast enough. Come on, rain.
Overtake will be available.
Coming.
All right, George. Do your thing. Work your magic. One more lap.
And we'll push.
Yep.
Ah, he's going to get me.
Push and hold, overtake.
Coming.
Yes.
Stay close to him.
Come on, come on. Yes.
Charge the pack.
Covering.
Leclerc's in the
Just drop
box.
back a bit.
Here, covering.
And he has gone into us.
Let's just keep pulling the gap.
Box.
Yes, box. Yeah, copy loose.
Perez is coming in this lap. It's what I was expecting to see. Ah, that's what I thought might happen. We got held.
Yeah, we should be clear on exit.
But we'll go straight on the attack.
Let's push and get past him. Just show me what you've got.
Covering. And just have a think about getting the pack back up.
Yep.
All right, come on, George. I've got nothing left to give you, George. You're at maximum on, on everything. Go on, be brave, be brave. Good lads.
Okay, good job. That's currently P2. Overtake is available.
Yep.
Just reduce your speed.
All right. We've got a nice, healthy gap between our two drivers right now. So even if Russell can't hold Perez back, he's not going to be able to just roll straight up onto the back of Hamilton. Got a yellow flag. It's a VSC. Ooh, interesting.
We've got a yellow flag here.
That's Stroll, and is that Hulkenberg? Yes, it is. What a surprise. It's always, well, not always, but it's almost always Hulkenberg.
We saw the contact. Reports of debris.
All okay?
He's out of the car.
And that screws over Stroll. Where is he now? He's 14th. So that takes massive points away from Aston Martin. That's good for us in the constructors. Helps us extend our gap over them, and we are on for really big points against Ferrari again as well, which means we will get closer to overhauling them in the battle for second. Right, I'd like another couple of laps of this VSC. Get those batteries fully charged again. And also just take some extra laps away from Perez's chance to spoil our party. And Stroll has now retired. Too much damage to his car. Probably came out of with a puncture from that collision. There we go. Full charge for Russell. Six and a half laps to go.
VSC ending.
Understood.
We need to start reducing that management.
Copy. And let's push. So stop and charge.
Seven seconds between first and second. And the gap's getting bigger. Because George is in full-on defensive mode right now. And here comes Checo. Oh, I thought he might sneak it up the inside for a second then. Just need to keep it together.
Over 5 laps.
We've got the block. He's not getting past us here.
And 4 laps remain.
Why didn't I let George win? Lewis is faster. I was having to slow Lewis down to keep George in range of his DRS. As soon as I cut Lewis, free from that, he started pulling away. George is quick, but Lewis is that little bit quicker. And that's been the case pretty much the entire season. The gap is closer than it was. It was 3 to 4 tenths a lap difference between the two at the start of the season. It's less than that now, but it is still noticeable.
3 more laps.
And George is doing a bang-up job holding up Perez here. This will be our best result of the season if we can keep it going. Well, even if Perez gets through, I think it'll still be our best result of the season, first and third. We've had a second and third, we've had a first and a fifth or sixth. This will be our first double podium, with one of those being the top step. And we've still got a full battery and plenty of tyre left to respond if Perez does have a lunge.
Two laps remaining.
Look how much Perez has burnt his tyres as well, being stuck behind Russell. He's been overheating them, trying to find a way through. So we've now got a significant grip advantage as well. I'm not trying to get the fastest lap. I'm just trying to make sure that the drivers have enough of a margin. I'm also reducing the weight of the car by getting the fuel out, giving them a slightly better braking distance. If I was trying to get fastest lap, it would be full on tyres and fuel and ERS, and you know, it's raining, so there'd be no point. Can I help you make Mercedes win? Well, pay attention to what I've been doing this season. You know, this is going to be our second win in a row. You're not going to win at Bahrain. Car just is not good enough at the start of the season. The only way you're going to get a win is if something happens to the Ferraris and the Red Bulls to take them out of contention.
Get in there, Lewis.
This is an amazing result for everybody.
Let's give it everything we got.
It's a win for Lewis Hamilton.
Honestly,
There we go,
even
back-to-back
their
wins.
harshest critic would be hard-pressed to say that they didn't thoroughly deserve that win.
And Russell's going to be right up there as well, which is fantastic. A 1-2, our first 1-2 of the season.
Checkered flag is out. So that's P2.
Nice one. Very nice one.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, all the hard work that we've put in over the last few months is starting to really come good. see. Leclerc finished fifth. Verstappen got past him, I think, during the pit stops. Alonso down in 7th. Sainz 8th. Stroll retired. It's going to be a big point swing for us against both Aston Martin and Ferrari. This is going to be fantastic. And that's my ceremony regular trophy, which is finish on the podium 10 times in one career.
What a brilliant race that was for the team. They just did everything right, the driver included, of course.
We may see these kind of scenes a lot in Formula One, but it's easy to forget just what it means to the whole team. The highly decorated record breaker from Stevenage once again taking to the podium.
It gets even better for the team, with both drivers scoring a podium finish this weekend.
And a lovely show of sportsmanship to conclude proceedings here in Japan. And as proceedings start to wind down here, what will Mercedes have made of this result, Karun?
I doubt they could be much happier. A win and a podium place. What a great way to round out the weekend.
And that's all for today as we wrap up the weekend here in Japan.
For the next round, we'll be travelling to Qatar as the drivers battle it out at the Losail International Circuit. We'll see you there.
So there we have confirmation of the result, a result that went far better than I hoped it would. I did not think we would be able to beat Perez today, but we did. We had enough pace to hold him off, and we did it without really pushing like crazy at any point in that Grand Prix, which is good because it just saves a little bit more wear on the engine. We're down to our last competitive engine for the season, so it's still got some work to do. 6 more races. I think we might have to sort of sacrifice a couple of finishes towards the end of the season. In the Drivers' Championship, 12 points for Max, 16 points for Checo. That gap does come down by another 4, but it's big points for Lewis. 25 points for him, moves him above Charles Leclerc, and he is now just 45 points off the back of Checo. It's not impossible that we might actually be able to get Lewis up to second if this run of form can continue. That's the big question though, can it continue? Sainz gets 4 points, stays where he is. George closes the gap on him a bit, pulls ahead of Fernando again. Is now 4 points clear of the Spaniard, who drops down to 7th place. Just 6 points for him today. No points for Stroll, again letting down Aston Martin. And once again, the Alpines chipping away, getting some points. This time Ocon is the one scoring the big chunk of the points. But Gasly's in there as well. 2 more points for Lando as well. Some good points for McLaren. Are they starting to find their feet this season? Right at the end, that's 2 races in a row where Norris has picked up a couple of points. Usual people yet to score. Let's have a look at the Constructors' Championship, see how much we've closed on Ferrari. 28 points for Red Bull against 14 for Ferrari, so the gap there now 165 points. And as we've been saying for a while, it's Red Bull's championship. They're not going to lose that. But we get a big point swing against Ferrari, and we're now just 29 points away from them. We are so close to actually hitting our target of getting second place in the championship. And I really didn't think we would be in that position just a few races ago. Things have really come good for us in the last few races. Aston Martin, 6 points for them. They are starting to trail quite significantly now against us. 154 points behind us now. I think we're probably safe from Aston Martin now. Alpine, again, chipping away with the points. They're not catching Aston Martin, and they're not going to be caught by anybody else. So they're pretty much locked into 5th. McLaren, another couple of points, moves them further away from Williams and AlphaTauri. I don't think they're going to have enough left in the car for the rest of the season to be able to overhaul Haas, but you never know. With their drivers constantly crashing and getting penalties, anything's possible. And Alfa Romeo is still the only team yet to score. Let's take a look at the pit stops. Once again, Red Bull and McLaren are very, very quick. Ferrari looking pretty quick. Alpine looking up, quick up there as well. We did get one car into the top 10, so we will get a point. But pit stops have not been kind to us this year. We definitely need to work on that. Ferrari do close the gap a little bit to Alpine. McLaren have stretched their lead a little bit. It's an interesting three-way battle between these three teams for second. Red Bull, again, already won this competition. They're not going to get beaten, I don't think. I don't think it's even mathematically possible for them to be beaten now. 43 points a race, 6 races to go, gap of 240 points. Yeah, mathematically I think they can just be caught, but yeah, they would have to have horrendous pit stops for the rest of the season. We might catch AlphaTauri if we can keep improving our pit crew, but I don't think we will. I think we're probably going to stay 6th. They can see we're about 2/10 off the pace of fastest pit stop at the moment. We are getting better, we are getting quicker, but still some training to do. Time for the race stats. I'm looking forward to seeing Russell's stats. We'll look at those in a second. Let's start with Lewis first, though. 7 successful defences, 3 failed, just 1 overtake, but that was the one that counted. No failed overtakes for Lewis. As for Russell, 15 successful defences, just 3 failed defences, and then 3 overtakes successful, 4 failed. Another good defensive drive at the end there for George, doing us a huge favour. And no experience for Mick. We didn't run him this weekend, but we might run him again next week. We'll see. So, in terms of sponsors, we failed to get the fastest lap. I can live with that. It's only 34.5 grand. The main important thing is that we kept our streaks going, because they're worth good money. So, we get another 3.8 in the bank. That'll be nice, another 3.8 mil. Right, let's check the state of our inbox. Looks like we've got some failed parts on our car again. So, a suspension failed and a front wing failed. Okay, well we have got spare parts to put on the car for those. So let's replace that suspension and replace that front wing. There we go. Let's try and get Lewis to re-sign. He hasn't got any patience yet. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer. Maybe we can get him before Qatar. Might have to wait till after Qatar. But we finally got a car that that's come good for him. It'd be a shame if we can't actually convince him to stay for another couple of seasons. It is a sprint weekend next weekend, so there will be no Mick Schumacher at Qatar, because we'll only have 2 sessions to get our drivers prepped for that Grand Prix, not 3. Okay, we are 11 days away. Let's have a look at developments. Got side pods due in 18 days. That is going to be hopefully in time for Austin for at least one of those 2 cars. Certainly both of them will have new side pods for Mexico, which will be important. Lots of low speed corners at Mexico and medium speed corners, which will be getting a boost. And a bit of drag reduction is always going to be nice as well. And engine cooling, considering that our engines are limited in terms of how much mileage they can do for the rest of this season. Keeping that thermal degradation under control will be very, very important. Right, let's accelerate a little bit of time. That's a spare chassis. We've got 13.5 million in the bank. Hamilton now has patience to renew contracts, so let's offer him a 2-year deal. Everything else he was happy with, but he was unhappy with 3 years. Let's see if he'll take a 2-year deal. No! Wow, can we only offer him a single season? I'll have to wait till after Qatar to try again. Alright, got another research project done. How much money do I have left in my cost cap? I might not be able to afford any more research, realistically. Finances. Cost cap. We're down to 8 million. Let's have a look at facilities. See if there's anything we can start an upgrade on for next season. Some extra engineers would be nice, as would the improvement to those various facilities, but I think the CFD simulator is more important. It's cheaper as well. That'll take 60 days, so we'll have that with a month to go before the end of the year. We might be able to squeeze in one research project off the back of that. The question is, how much of this is going to come out of the cost cap? That's what I'm not sure about, as to whether or not an upgrade is going to be covered as part of the cost cap. Let's have a look at facilities. So that's just upkeep, not upgrades. Okay, what's my projected spend on facilities? 18 mil, so got another 3 million to go. Obviously that's already factored into our projected 8 million remaining. How much more is it going to cost me in terms of operating costs? An extra 65,000 a week, a month, sorry. Yeah, I can afford that. Let's do it. Let's upgrade our CFD sim. So our cost cap should now still be about the same. Yeah, it's just fractionally lower projected because of the increased running costs. We've still got about 8 million left, so that's good. That facility will be ready for the start of the new season. We can't really spend big on anything, even if we build up some money, because we're going to need 20 odd million for our engines at the start of next season. We're going to want to invest in improving our sponsorship payouts by buying more initial starting merchandise stock, which is going to cost us. So yeah, we've got to be really wary of that. Did I in the end keep Marcus? Yes, I did. All these contracts have all been sorted. James Allison's not out of contract this year. We've got Enrico Balbo replacing Jared Murphy next year. Bono and Marcus are both staying. Jonathan Wheatley is joining from Red Bull to replace Ron Meadows next season. We've got Teo driving for us from next season. We just need to sort out this contract here. Lewis. And then all of our positions are locked up for next year. I've got a confidence check-in from the board. They have high confidence. Happy with how we are doing financially and very happy with the results, as they should be. Spotlight on F1. We've got an upgrade for Haas. They have upgraded their factory. Aston Martin just saying we are below where we expect to be. There's no sense in pointing fingers. We just need to, pull the fingers out, effectively. These are the standings, as you can see right now. Yeah, Alpine have Aston have really kind of fallen away a little bit. I mean, part of that is down to the fact that they have Lance Stroll, who keeps crashing. Let's have a look. Financial reports, monthly car reports. Very quick car, as you can see. Top speed second. Acceleration not great. Cornering is good. That's going to be very good for us going into, and again, still got the best DRS. It's going to be very good for us going into Losail, assuming no one else brings big upgrades. Our medium speed cornering is second best on the grid, and Losail is entirely medium speed corners. There's no low speed, there's no high speed. It's all straights and medium speed corners. So that's going to do a lot for us, I think. The acceleration is potentially an issue, but the speed and the DRS will hopefully counter that, combined with our strong medium speed performance. So I'm feeling relatively confident now of a decent result in Losail as well. Let's sort out our pit crew for next month's training. So we need to try and stop them from being so knackered. Gonna lose some performance here. Gotta throw bits in. Let's give them some training. We'll do the specifics in a bit. Right now I just want to figure in the days for the training. There we go. We'll do a little bit of fitness work. And maybe do a little bit of car building. Oh no, that's going to massively have an impact on our fitness levels. Sorry, our fatigue levels. Let's go with that. And now let's look at maybe going into some specifics. on our training. And you know what? I'm happy with the way that's looking. Yeah, there we go. We'll leave them on balanced pit stop training in terms of the actual drills themselves. Plenty of rest to get their fatigue levels down a bit. A little bit of gym work just to get their pit stop time down a fraction, and a little bit, and I do mean a little bit of car building, just to stop that from falling off a cliff. There we go, let's confirm those changes. Okay, pit crew is sorted for the next month. Ron Meadows' contract ending, that's already been sorted. Same with Jared, same with Mick. Lewis, though, yet to be sorted. And he still won't let us approach him. Lando's got 2 years left on his deal, so we can't probably afford to sign him. Is there anybody who will be out of contract? These guys won't be. I don't think Fernando will be. That'd be interesting. Bring Fernando to Mercedes. Don't really want Checo. Don't want Carlos. We've used Pierre before. We used him quite a lot on our Williams playthrough. Don't really want to do that. I don't want to bring Valtteri back. Do not want to sign Stroll. Don't think Ocon's going to be quick enough. He's also very temperamental. He's been involved in a number of crashes this season. Alex Albon, maybe? He's shown decent pace this season. Oscar's a potential option for next season, but it's. I would like to have Oscar in one of my teams, but I don't know if I want to take him to Mercedes if we're just going to move at the end of the second season, because then I'd have to try and re-sign him. I'd rather just maybe wait. So maybe we need somebody a little bit more established. There isn't really anybody of the level that we need. How long till our scouts are available? Another 17 days. Okay, we'll have a little bit of time to scout out a couple of options if we can't get Lewis. But I'm hopeful and relatively confident we can get Lewis. If worse comes to worse, I will just up his wage slightly by another $1 million or so, maybe $2 million. I mean, the reason I started with Mercedes is I wanted to get Lewis his 8th World Championship before he retires. Alright, we've got a couple of spare underfloors now. Excellent. How many suspensions do we have? We've got 3 and some older ones. I don't think we're going to make any more spare parts. We've got plenty of older stock that we can fall back on if we need to. Again, it's just trying to avoid burning out all of our cost caps so that we can afford to continue researching the next car. We're 25 days away from another ATR period. I kind of want to save those hours for the underfloor maybe. Let's do another front wing project. This will be another 1.5 mil probably. So We want to improve airflow sensitivity because that's going to take a big hit. Let's drop the downforce levels down a touch. Push the brake cooling up a little bit. There we go. It's going to take 45 days. It's the only engineer I've got. So, yeah, that's going to take as long as it's going to take. And that leaves us with just 4.6 mil left. So we do this, we cannot afford a new engine. Okay, there we go, decision made. And there is our warning that we are getting close to breaking the cost cap. Apparently we're currently 10 million away. Are we? Are we really 10 million away? Oh yeah, remaining 10. That's our projected. That's our. It's a combination of projection and prediction there. Predicted. We are currently. Okay, if we've got 10 million left, that means we could potentially still buy a new engine if we needed to. We are going to be running right up against the limit of that cap. If we have to buy another engine, that is at least 2, maybe 3 research projects that we cannot afford for the remainder of the season, which is why I'm so desperate to not buy a new engine if at all possible. But there we go. That is the end of tonight's race, tonight's stream. We will be back with the Qatar Grand Prix of the Losail circuit tomorrow, same time as always, 9 PM UK time. So please do feel free to stop by and say hello. It's been a wonderful Suzuka race tonight. I didn't think we would be able to get the 1-2. I didn't even think we'd be able to get the 1, let alone the 1-2. I thought best we could achieve would be second and third. So a really nice surprise, pleasant surprise, and a little bit of vindication, I think, for some of the hard work we've been doing, and some of the bad luck that we've suffered earlier in the season, where we could have won at Monaco, but for being taken out by Hulkenberg. We could have won at, I think, Silverstone, but for just running out of tyres at the last moment. We certainly could have won at Monza, if not for Lewis's lockup. You know, and then we finally got that breakthrough at Singapore, and now we've strung together back-to-back wins for Lewis and our first 1-2 of the season. It's brought us within striking distance of Ferrari and us actually achieving our target of second place in the Constructors, which again, a few races ago, I did not think would be possible. But it's amazing how quickly we've been able to turn that around. And if we can just keep that momentum going a little bit longer before our engines kind of give out on us and we start dropping back down the running order again for the last couple of Grand Prix, we can really just kind of stretch that and push on, and that'd be really nice to see. I'm also really curious to see as well if the AI will break the cost cap, and if they do, what the penalty will be. You know, if Ferrari, for example, have an engine problem, they have a big wreck and they have to buy new engine components, and would it put them over the cost cap? And if so, what would the penalty be? You know, maybe we'll find that out this year. We just don't know yet. It's all very very pensive, very up in the air. But yeah, we'll see how things go. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.